Obama is causing income inequality. His new crusade that he's launching to try to distract attention from the mess that is Obamacare is against income inequality, and he's determined to find the villain. Well, just look in the mirror, sir. Income inequality that's becoming rampant in the United States is largely overwhelmingly due to the president's own policies. Income inequality has always been with us, but it's been getting a lot worse lately. Of the growth in personal income under the Obama administration, 85% of it has gone to the top 1% of the country. The rest has had only 15%. Under Bush, it was high, but it was 65%, and under Clinton, it was only 45%. Too much anyway, but still unbelievable. So whereas the rest of the country has had no income growth, or 1 or 2%, the top 1% has had more than 12% income growth. This is overwhelmingly due to Obama's policies. In particular, the Federal Reserve Board buying up mortgage-backed securities and treasury bills from large banks and paying them volumes of cash totaling $83 billion a month. Because when the banks get that cash, they can either use it to speculate, derivatives and stuff, or most of them just leave it in the Fed. They don't lend it to stimulate the economy. And under Obama, the Fed decided to pay them 3% interest on that money. So that means that every single month, these guys are getting $2 and $3 and $4 billion just handed over for free for doing nothing. And that money comes in at the top of the bank and basically stays there. It makes its way out in Christmas bonuses, which total over $100 billion this year. They buy back stocks that are out there and then give it to themselves as executive compensation. Or they take the money and they gamble it in derivatives or play the stock market with it and have huge winnings. And they feel free to do so because if they lose, we pay the bill, because after all, they're too big to fail. That, more than anything else, has caused the income inequality. When Obama speaks of income inequality, he likes to talk about the poor, but what he really needs to talk about is the rich getting obscenely rich, and that produces that inequality. The other factors that contribute to it are also Obama's fault. 0% interest rates has impoverished many of the elderly. People who save 50 or 100 or 200,000 over their lives, put it in the bank and hope to live off the interest, or at least have it supplement their Social Security, now are getting nothing unless they risk it all in crazy stock market investments and junk bonds where they're going to lose their principals and as well as their shirts. And finally, we have Obamacare, which encourages part-time employment. Until 2012, up through the end of 12, 85% of the jobs created in this country were full-time. Since January 1st, 85% have been part-time because of Obamacare. Since January 1st, we have 400,000 more people working in part-time jobs and 152,000 fewer people working in full-time jobs. So the income inequality can be laid directly at Obama's doorstep. While we're on the subject of income inequality, I want to make one other point that's fascinating. It is true that the poor are going nowhere and the rich are getting richer, but they are not the same people. Individual upward mobility is alive and well and thriving in the United States, even in our current period. The Pew Research Center tracked individual people over a 20-year period, and they divided them by quintiles, the poorest fifth, next, and the richest fifth. Of the poorest fifth, after 20 years, 60% had moved up. Only 40% remained the poorest. In fact, 5% made it rags to riches, all the way up to the top 20%. And by the way, at the same time, a cautionary note, 60% of the top 20% fell out of that category, downward in the social ladder. The reason the poor keep getting poorer, or at least stagnate, is that there are new poor every day. With the immigration particularly coming in, legally and illegally, the number of people feeding in at the bottom is constantly increasing. So while the poor as a group are not going anywhere, the poor as individuals are moving up the ladder. But if Obama wants a villain in the income inequality issue, just look in the mirror. Thanks for watching. By the way, it's Christmas coming, and if you're interested in a really cool Christmas present, get one of our Dubs books. We have Dubs Goes to Washington, where he looks at the monuments throughout our country's history and talks about it. We have Dubs Runs for President, and most recently, Dubs Goes to Philadelphia. Dubs is our golden retriever, and he discovers the sites in America and uses that to discuss American history and American values. So pick one up. We can either at bookstores or more likely Amazon.com or on my website. Thanks for watching.